going on YouTube? It's SC and place to be chilling, Mr. A&E. Better you guys on the TV experience. And since the Falcon and Winter Soldier is now completed, and we have until June 11th, that means a whole month until another Marvel series. There are a couple other series I want to catch up on, and one of them is being Invincible. So Invincible has been a great series so far, and yes, the season finale did happen yesterday. So there are going to be two parts of this video. I'm not going to go by every individual episode since we are behind on there, but my plan is for you guys today to get episodes 4 through 6. Me talking about those and my thoughts about them, and then hopefully me and Swag can do the season finale of episode 7 and 8, and I bring to you guys this weekend. And then next week I want to try to talk about them. I've been avoiding them because I'm tired of seeing that kind of trauma and stuff like that, but that's what I want to do. So once again, you guys know for episode 4 and 6, I thought these days were awesome because I was wondering what's going to happen with Mark as because like I said, I haven't read these comics, and I didn't even know Invincible was a comic in Image Comics other than Spawn. You know what I'm saying? So it's been a while for me to try to learn these names and learn these characters as well. But we left off with we found out that Mark killed all the rest of the Guardians, and then we had Damian Blood. I believe that's the mixture of that Hellboy Question kind of character on his track of figuring out what's necessarily going on. So now we're going into 4 to 6. Now, once again, it's not going to be a breakdown spoiler like Captain America and like Captain America and the Winter Soldier, but because I have not read the comics or know the source material like that, this is more so going to be just breaking down, talking about to you guys how I feel about it, what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, and things of that nature. So we're going to start off with that. There are going to be spoilers in this thing, so you guys have been warned. If you guys do not want any spoilers for anything for Invincible of anything that I've seen, I'm telling you guys right now, this is probably where you need to stop at right here before I get into it. So I got to go back to episode 4. It is when it comes to Invincible, and then now we see Mark and Nolan just up there, flying around, teaching him how to fly. How Mark's flying to go to the ground is creating a lot of bit of the dust, and showing him basically how to use his powers. I know, of course, Mark's a little arrogant, cocky until his father shows him that he knows how to use most of the powers. As Mark is sitting there now trying to balance a love life with Amber, and also and try to be a superhero, which we already know those things don't work at all. Meanwhile, Red Rush's wife is getting upset because there is no answers of who killed her husband. And she goes to Debbie, talks about that, who's a realtor. She says, I can't live in the house no more. You guys sell that house, which gets Debbie to kind of thinking of why hasn't there been, now, I mean, I understand that they are clearing Nolan's name, but why hasn't there even have been somebody, wondering of who is, find out about it. She actually tries to go online to figure out, what was that Damien Dark character or Damian Blood character. I forget his, I don't know the source material like that. Why he was in the house, and she finds out on her laptop that he is the reason that he comes and reveals all the truth and things of that nature. So Nolan realizes that he was in his house. And he already threatens him. He said, "What you going to do? Kill me? I'm from hell. I'm basically already dead." Figuring out how he can stop him from revealing secrets. He has already figured it out. Meanwhile, so Mark and Amber are trying to get their relationship going, but Mark is hard trying to balance things. But his charm is winning over Amber, but it's not necessarily more so of all the lying. Which is cliche for any kind of superhero type drama, superhero thing like that. But what I do like is that how interested in Amber I am. Like, I'm actually rooting for Amber. I actually want Amber to figure out his secret. I actually want Amber to be the one that he ended up going with. And yes, it could be a little bit of a bias because they turned Amber into a black girl in this series played by Sazi Beats, opposed to having her just being the traditional white girl in the comic books, which is something I knew about it also. But it's not about that, because I think I heard a lot of people say that she's way more interesting in this show than she was in the comic books, and I was just like, oh, okay, because like I said, me personally, I don't know. I'm saying, but from what they have been showing me, what they have been giving me, I feel as though that has been a great kind of character necessarily for her, and it's just how Mark is trying to uh, uh, bring that stuff back in. Those two blue guys, well, the one big blue guy, the twins. Well, he finally is going out to he's a molecular biology. He's going out to make himself another twin version, which he ends up being successful with. But he gets a visit from Robot, who ends up wanting to also give him this blessing to make another clone. We don't know necessarily what the clone is. Meanwhile, we go back to this new Guardians type thing of who, after, of course, the old Guardians were killed. We got this new, with Monster Girl and was it Adam, Eve, and Rexplode, and all of them as they're going back, and they're trying to find ways of how they can work better as a team. Mark has Cecil decides that we're gonna have a mission on Mars, system astronauts up to Mars, and Mark is going to be the one that's going to go up there and kind of like be their protection while they're up there on Mars. Meanwhile, this helped to get them away so they can kind of try to investigate more about what happened to the Guardians. So it was a cool Mars scene up there, but then some of the Martians take over one of the astronauts, and then they're gonna come back down as the Martians. So we're gonna see how that necessarily plays out. Then when Mark comes back, he does give Amber a rare rock from Mars. Then we know Debbie is getting more, curious about what's going on with Nolan, but he takes her to a favorite restaurant in Europe, and she is more so willing to stay in that position opposed to trying to figure out more so far. And then Cecil figures out what Damian Blood has been doing and casts the exorcism on him to send him back down to hell. So it's like, damn, that's the only person who knows right now of what Nolan actually did. Now I'm actually at the point, like, I want Nolan to pay. Okay, I want Nolan to pay for how he destroyed the Guardians, but at the end of the episode, it looked like he left something behind on purpose to help get Debbie to to figure out what the hell necessarily happened. So that's how basically it sums up episode 4. I love episode 4. Now as we move on to episode 5, in this episode we are focused more on the villain named Titan, played by Mahershala Ali. That we only got to see a brief picture of Titan in episode 1 or 2, I believe it was. Well, he's kind of like the Rock Johnny Storm, where he says rock on, where to get the rocks and the gear on, opposed to flame on like Johnny Storm. And we see that that he's actually trapped in a bind here by this guy, by this lord named Machine Head. So Machine, he's kind of like he wants to get out so he can provide for his daughter and his baby mom was girl or his wife. We never really got to know which one it is unnecessarily. But Machine, he's like, he too badass. He's not letting you out because there's nothing that just necessarily you can do about it. Meanwhile, we have Mark is still doing the Invincible thing, and he's still trying to balance things between him and Amber, and it's not going well because Amber is not necessarily falling for any much more of his bullshit. So we see that Adam Eve is now she's trying to debate if she still wants to do the superhero gig thing or not. But but her parents is like, I think her parents is the ones saying that she needs to drop the superhero gig or she needs to stick with it. I'm not necessarily sure, but she has to ask to leave. And then Amber, she runs into Amber in school and says, "Look, you were really close to Mark. What's going on, Mark?" Something like that. She says, "Look, I guarantee you that Mark is, doing the best he can." And she invites her over to feed the homeless tonight at 7, and Mark should be there too. And if Mark's not going to be there, he's going to kick Mark to the curb. Now, meanwhile, Mark is like, all right, because Titan calls Mark. He has a good line where he's trying to spell Invincible with paint, and he says, it's just like Vince. He said Invincible. It wasn't spelled out the way. He said, "Yo, pig costs a lot of money, and your name got a lot of letters." I was like, I like that. So he says, look, he wants to get out with the Machine King. He needs his help to go in there and fight down the Machine King, take over, so he don't have nothing over his head anymore. So that's what Mark is planning on doing with Titan. They go into the Machine King's thing going all hard ass, but the Machine King is prepared as he comes and he sends these other kind of like Sinister Six after them and beats them down. Especially the biggest one is Battle Beast. So they come in, they beat down Invincible, they beat down Titan, but then here come the new Guardians that come in there to help out with Robot and Black Samson and all of them like that. And then Black Samson gets his hand smashed up, and he gets beat down, and the Duplicate on them, they all get beat down because like Black Samson was trying to rile them up, saying like we got to work better as a team, opposed to 6 individuals fighting, and opposed to Rex Flow being all temperamental, and then he beats down Beast Girl or whoever, Monster Girl so bad. Like, I mean, the skull is showing, and Robot finally shows some kind of emotion when it comes to Monster Girl. And then Battle Beast like, look, none of these people is on my level. It's not even no funny taking them out. After he looks like he kills Invincible by taking his mallet and tossing it right into his chest. So then, of course, Mark means he cannot get to the home shelter in time, and Amber right now is just. She's over it. She's hurt. She can't take it no more, and she finally is ready to get rid of him. Back at home, Debbie is like, okay, she's getting more and more suspicious about what happened to the Guardians from Nolan. So she sets up a thing of Nolan to get her some grocery things. So like some kind of wine from here, this from here, and she has it mapped down on how long it's going to take him to fly to Europe and over to this country and this country to come back everything she wants. So she has about 20 minutes. So I like how she sets that whole thing up. You know what I'm saying? Badass woman right there. Goes to the house and tries to search for his suit because he was so adamant about the suit. He doesn't want nobody testing the suit or anything like that. He wants his suit back. And usually when people are like that, they're guilty and they're trying to hide something. So at first, she with 3 minutes left, she could not find the suit, but then finally she found it on top of the cabinet, and she gets it to have its DNA read. So there, right there, I thought it was cool. See that after the fight, Titan gets up, and because he had Machine King's partner all held up, but it looks like Titan and Machine King's partner that was working with him set up this plan to take over Machine King in the first place, and that was all part of the plan to beat down Invincible, to beat down them Guardians, stuff like that. So he gets absolute power. They took out Machine King, and now Titan is now going to rule over in Machine King's place. So I thought that was a little of a badass way to end episode 5. So that's how that ended. So I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. So Titan's now going to be like on top. He's going to be like the new kind of Godfather. His daughter came in there, seen him in rock form before he went out to rock form, so she know he's Titan. And then his girl came in there, so like they're going to take over the empire. It seems like. Going on to episode 6 now. Mark finds his way back to Amber, all beat up and bruised and everything like that, and he's like, very sorry for the things that he got into, but couldn't. He was telling the truth so bad, but he really can't. And Amber finds it in her heart again to forgive him, and they want to go on to this little vacation this weekend. It kind of changed with his best friend and his best friend's boyfriend, which I didn't find out that was his boyfriend until close to the end of the episode. And because maybe I wasn't paying attention, or maybe they had mentioned it already. I'm not necessarily sure, but meanwhile, we have Nolan and Debbie come to find out that their son has been beaten down a lot, but then this is of Nolan's way of just being dark and want his son to suffer. He's gonna having to deal with that kind of stuff like that. And I was like, damn, this man, please don't kill Debbie, because I did that squad right there. That's one of the things that's going to necessarily hurt me. So they go into this college trip, or it looks like one of them was in college, or they spent time in the dorm and everything like that. And then Mark and Amber is having a good time until this one Metallo looking thing. Well, I say Metallo, you guys already know, where it's like, the man with the machine with the kryptonite heart, like in Superman, is there attacking. And then so of course Amber and Mark's best friend, everybody is trying to get out there, and then and Richie, I think, is his boyfriend also. They try to get out the way. The Mark disappears, but then Invincible comes up, and then his best friend figures it out that that's Mark. And he was like, Mark, he's like, just run. And then so he goes and takes care of the metallic looking beast, but barely. Because Mark stayed, he had the superhero. He said get his ass kicked a lot of the time in the battle. The point was like it is one little thing that helps him get out of it type thing. And like he ain't never really dominate in a battle. When this thing's helmet came off and he sees his face, he like turned to a cyborg. He kills himself. He takes himself out. Then he comes back. So I called the police. And I was like, "Yo, where were you? Left us when this thing was attacking." And he's like, "No, you just don't understand. I was trying to go get the." And if she wasn't here, none of that. She starts crying and she goes off. And then he wants to chase after her, but his best friend is so excited to find out that he is invincible. He wants to go around like, "Yo, take me flying. I'll tell anybody you're invincible right now." Takes it for a quick flight, everything like that. And then he wants to wear the suit. It's best friend stuff. Meanwhile, while his friend boyfriend Richie is going out to get some drinks, Richie gets kidnapped. He disappears, and he's sitting there like, "Yo, we gotta go find Richie." He's like, "But I gotta go after Amber because Amber's got invited to this frat party by this guy up there in college." So he's trying to go deal with Amber while his best friend goes to try to find out what happened to Richie. As he's doing that, he gets kidnapped also by this guy who makes these guys into these machine type things. And meanwhile, he sees Amber flirting with another guy, and he comes back. He feels that he already lost. I really hope it's not the end of Amber. I want more Amber. I want more Amber and Mark. I know they're gonna tease it with Ann and me because it's just more simpler to have a relationship with somebody who knows what stuff you're going, you know what you're into, type thing. Robot goes back to those blue twins and to go and to try to have Santa for them to clone of this little mutant baby they seen, which I was hearing that is supposed to be Robot in human form also, but he's also trying to get something to help out Monster Girl as well. Meanwhile, Debbie takes Nolan's suit to his tailor, the Mark Hamill thing, and they're going to research it. And you find out, and he got the Guardian's blood on there, and then she was like, "Well, maybe they attacked him, and he's protecting himself." But he said, "Well, it's the oldest blood on there. Nolan struck first," so it confirms that Nolan did it. And I'm like, "Oh my god!" And you can see him floating right outside the tailor shop, scared the hell out of me. And then when the tailor's closing up, and he's just right behind him, I'm like, "Oh my god, he's gonna die!" But then he just holds a beer. They go up to the beer. He is like toying with this guy because he knows type thing. So but he's trying to play it off, and then he goes back home, and Debbie is not necessarily here for this one at all. But before we get into that, Mark goes underground to go find that his friend has been captured. They get turned to the Cyber Initiative like it's Mortal Kombat. It turns to these machine things. He gets jumped by 3 of them, gets his ass beat, and then pulls out the mask of one of them and realizes Richie has been turned into one of these things already. I'm like, this guy works fast. And then he comes out and just basically says, we were lovers and we had great sex on the bridge. I was like, wait a minute, they are gay. I did not know that. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't matter to me. I'm saying, but I didn't know that at all. So he starts feeling it. The guy's like, are you crying? The guy who created him, and then he starts helping out Mark, and he take out the other machine people, and then Mark's best friend starts beating on the guy who created him, and then Mark finally breaks this guy's jaw. So we gotta see how that's going to play out afterwards. And they all get back to the dorm room, and then they have this like a calm down moment. He goes check on Amber in her room. She's just sitting there laying in bed, very hurt about the things that Mark has done to her. And we find out that Debbie now knows about it. She just drinking wine until Nolan comes back, and then she says, why did you do it? What? Sorry about it. Why did you do it? And he's not telling her anything. He said, you're drunk, and she throws the bottle at him. She said, fuck you, Nolan. And goes upstairs. I'm just like, and he breaks the glass and punches a hole in the wall, just sits down. I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna kill Debbie. Debbie can't get out of this, and if he kills his mom, and it's with Mark versus Omni-Man, that's gonna be something. But guys, that was my review of episode 4 through 6. I thought that was a great set of episodes right there to help build us up right before we get to the end of season. We only got 2 more episodes left. Like I said, that review is coming this weekend hopefully Swaggle Zero will be with me for episode 7 and 8. But those are pretty good episodes. So post any comments down below. How'd you guys enjoy Invincible? What's been your favorite episode so far? Am I gearing up for something big for the finale? Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed my review of this. Swaggle Zero hopefully should be back. More TV experiences are coming. We try to get reviews, TV series a lot for you guys up until when Loki comes out. So once again, it's NC a place to be. Chilling with Mr. A&D, and I'll see you on the next channel.